Today's video starts on page 1 in your new packet, Unit 3D, Algebraic Word Problems. This is a problem of the day page. You're writing an algebraic expression. Carly is 5 years younger than Lisa. Lisa is 3 times as old as Mark. Write an algebraic expression to represent Carly's age. So you need to come over here and write, Carly, Mark, Lisa, and write what you know about them from this first 2 sentences. Then put that together and solve the rest of 22 and 23. Then 24 is a different expression that you're going to come up with. Next page. So do those 3 problems. Writing expressions and equations. Did you ever feel like these characters from Peanuts? Problem number 5. A man has a daughter and a son. The son is 3 years older than the daughter. In 1 year, the man will be 6 times as old as the daughter is now, and in 10 years, he will be 14 years older than the combined ages of his children. What is the man's present age? I'm sorry, we are unable to complete your call. Please check the number and dial again. In this lesson, you will learn how to translate verbal phrases such as 3 years older than the daughter into algebraic expressions. Words and phrases often suggest addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Here are some. So things that mean add, plus, sum, more than, increase by, total. Things that mean subtract, minus, difference, less than. Remember 2 words that mean less than? Decreased by, less, times, multiplication, times, product, multiplied, of, twice. Division, divided, and quotient. Yes, there are more than these. And we've already done expressions, so this first lesson is a little bit of a review. Next page. Writing expressions and equations. So phrases that say 9 more than a number, x plus 9. The sum of a number and 9, x plus 9. A number plus 9, x plus 9. A number increased by 9, x plus 9. The total of x and 9, x plus 9. So all of these phrases can be represented by x plus 9. For subtracted from a number. Subtracted from. Notice that the number h is coming first. Subtracted from. So you reverse that order. A number minus 4. Okay, that's h minus 4. For less than. Notice that you, again, switch that order. So it's h minus 4. A number decreased by, so h minus 4, the difference of h and 4. The difference of a number decreased by, a number minus, those are the original order, match the number minus the 4. But subtracted from and less than and fewer than, that's not on here, always mean to reverse the order of the English and the math. Multiplication. A number, oh, that's wrong. This is multiplication, and that's division. Whoops, those headings are wrong. Multiplication, 6 multiplied by g, 6 times a number, so 6g. The product of g and 6, 6g. Yes, we always put the numerical coefficient first and then the algebraic term. So those are switched, multiplication and division. So that goes over here. That goes over here. So this is division. Things that mean division. A number divided by 5, t over 5. The quotient of t and 5, t over 5. Divide a number by 5, t over 5. Notice that's the yes. This is the division symbol. No division symbols like that anymore. And with product, with multiplication, we don't need any kind of symbol. We don't need a dot, and we don't need parentheses. If it's just a number sitting next to a letter, it means multiply. Subtraction, watch in order, minus, difference, less, take away, decrease by, diminish by, and reduce by. That's the correct order. But if it's subtraction, when you have to switch the order, subtracted from, less than, fewer than, smaller than. When it's 2 words that mean to minus, you're going to reverse the order. We've talked about that. Double means to multiply by 2. Triple means to multiply by 3. Square means to multiply the number by itself. Cube means to write the number 3 times and multiply it by itself 3 times. Half of a number means to multiply by 1/2 or divide by 2. So here's a few sentences. These are equations, not expressions. 60 less than, minus 60, 3 times the amount, 3n, is, that's the equal sign, 59. So 59 goes on the right of the equal sign. This phrase, it's translated to the left of the equal sign. 3 times the amount less 60 is equal to, so there's the equal sign, 59. 59 again is on the right, everything else is to the left. 3 times the amount less 60, 3n minus 60. 59 is equal to 60 subtracted from 3 times the number. Subtracted from minus 60, 3 times the number. 3n minus 60 equals 59. So yes, I would probably write that one as 59 equals 3n minus 60. But they mean the same thing. You can switch the left member and the right member. 59 can be left or right of the equal sign. A number times 3 minus 60, 3n minus 60, equals 59. Write each phrase as an algebraic expression. Write each sentence as an algebraic equation. So I'm also going to ask you to do these, and we will go over these in class. So we've already translated expressions. I will do one of the equation ones here. The price decreased by 4 is 29, number 8. The price, so I would say P for price, decreased by 4 is 29. We don't put dollar signs in equations, so I did number 8 for you. Number 12 I'll also do. 7 less than a number, less than, so minus 7, the number is going to come first, is 15. So there's the equation that matches number 12. So you don't have to do number 12. Do the rest of those expressions, no equal sign, equations, 7, 9, 10, and 11. Let's go to the word problem practice. So part of this is new. 331 students went on a field trip. 6 buses were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. How many students were in each bus? So they want me to know about buses. So I'm going to say let X, so I'm writing a let statement. Let X equal the number, hashtag, of students on a bus. Number of students on a bus. 6 buses, so buses is X, were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. So that's an additional and 7 more. So 6 buses and 7 more students made a total of 331 students. So now I'm going to solve this equation. Well, I'm going to add or subtract first. And I get 6x equals 324. And when I divide by 6 on both sides and show my cancel steps, I get x equals 54. So we write a let statement, we write the equation, we solve it, check. 6 times 54 is 324 plus 7 more equals 331. Checked it on a calculator. Yes, it works. Yippee. So I've done a check. Now, how many students were in each bus? I'm going to sable it. Sentence answer box label. Sable, it's called. How many students were in each bus? There were, and I know it's kind of squishy for those of you that write big, you might want an extra piece of paper. There were 54 students on each bus. Put a box around it. Sentence answer box label. So that's the full algebraic process. Writing the let statement, solving the equation, check, 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 checking to make sure it makes sense, sabling, full sentence answer. Alaya had $24 to spend on 7 pencils. After buying them, she had $10 left. How much did each pencil cost? Well, I'm going to let X or N or let's say P. Let P equal the cost of a pencil. Cost of one pencil or a pencil. She had $24, so that's what my equation is going to be equal to spend on 7 pencils. So 7 pencils. She had $10 left, so she still has that $10. She bought 7 pencils plus $10. All together, she had $24 to spend. So that's my equation. Going to subtract 10 from both sides. 7 p's equals 14. Divide by 7. Divide by 7. P equals 2. So she only bought 2 pencils. Oh, how much did each pencil cost? Oh, she didn't buy 2. What was the cost of the pencil? Oh, expensive pencils. Maybe they were fancy pencils. They were $2 each? Wow. Yeah, 7 times 2 is 14 plus 10 makes 24. That makes sense. There's my check. How much did each pencil cost? Each pencil cost $2. Maybe they're really fancy mechanical pencils. Number 5. You bought a magazine for $5 and 4 erasers. You spent a total of $25. How much did each eraser cost? No. You bought a magazine for $5 and 4 erasers. You spent a total of $25. How much did each eraser cost? What are these, fancy erasers? Very expensive. How much did each eraser cost? So let X equal eraser. This is a silly question. Oh, the cost of eraser. Cost of a eraser. So she bought a magazine, you bought a magazine for $5 plus 4 erasers. And you spent $25. These erasers must be made of gold or something. This is a silly question. 4x equals 20. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals 5. So you bought 5 erasers. A magazine and 5 erasers. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, what was the cost of an eraser? $5. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 5 is 25. We know that checks. I should change this problem to something else. The cost of an eraser is $5. The golden eraser. Maria bought 7 boxes. A week later, half of all her boxes were destroyed in a fire. There are now 22 boxes left. With how many did she start? Maria bought 7 boxes. Maybe 7 boxes of chocolates for her favorite friends for Valentine's Day or something. A week later, half of all her boxes were destroyed in a fire. Oh, that's terrible. There are now only 22 boxes left. How many did she start? Let B equal boxes. You could say X, you could say N every time. That's the boxes that she started with. She bought 7, so she had 7 of them. A week later, half of all her boxes were destroyed in a fire. Half. A week later, half of all of her boxes. Maria bought 7 boxes. A week later, half of all of. So she had some. She bought 7. Now there are only 22 left. So I could also write it this way: 1/2 times x plus 7. That's what she started with. She bought 7. Half of them. I could write it that way or just divide by 2. I'm going to do it this way: dividing by 2. Right, dividing by 2 and multiplying by 1/2 are the same thing. I'm going to clear this rational, multiply by 2 on both sides, and I get x plus 7 equals 44. Minus 7, minus 7. So x equals 37. So she had 37 boxes. A week later, half of all her boxes were destroyed in a fire. Now there are only 22. She started with Oh, I said B and then I used X. You can't do that, by the way. So now I'm going to fix this. If you say B, you got to use B, but I kept using X. So I'm going to have to change that to X. Whatever you say in your let statement, that's the letter that you have to use. So you got to use X. So she has 37 boxes to start with. She bought 7 more, makes 44. Half of 44 is 22, leaves her 22 left. So that makes sense. Maria had 37 boxes. That's a lot of chocolates. Maybe they're those little mini ones. Maria had 37 boxes to start with. Or maybe she bought boxes to pack and move her house or something. Who knows? Okay. Somali won 40 super bouncing balls playing horseshoes at her school's game night. Later, she gave 2 to each of her friends. She only has 8 remaining. How many friends does she have? Lots of friends, it sounds like. Okay. Somali won 40 of them, so that's what my equation is going to be equal to. How many friends does she have? Let X equal friends. So she gave 2 to each of her friends. So 2 super bouncy balls to each of her X friends, and only has 8 remaining. There was 8 left over, so that's plus, equals 40. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, and I get 2x equals 32, and I'm going to divide by 2, and I get x equals 16. So she has 16 friends. 2 times 16. 2 super bouncy balls to each friend. 2 times 16. That's 32. Plus the 8 that she had left over checks to 40. How many friends does she have? Somali has 16 friends. How nice. Full sentence answer. Put it in a box. Imani spent half of her weekly allowance playing mini golf. Oh, I'd love to be able to play mini golf right now. Too much snow. To earn more money, her parents let her wash the car for $4. What is her weekly allowance if she ended up with $12? She spent half of her weekly allowance. What is her weekly allowance? So I'm going to say let X equal weekly allowance. That's what we're trying to find. So that's my let statement. Your let statement answers what it is that you're trying to find. What am I trying to find? X. Weekly allowance is what I'm trying to find. She spent half. So half of her weekly allowance. And then she earned $4 more. So that's a plus. And now she has $12. Remember, no dollar signs in equations. So I'm going to subtract 4, right? Solve my equations. Half of x has to equal now 8. Well, I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. And I get x equals 16. So her allowance, she gets $16, right? Half of 16 is 8 plus 4 equals 12. That makes sense. So Imani's weekly allowance is $16. Oh, gotta put a dollar sign on there. That's messy. Is $16. My answer makes sense. I checked it, and that's what we're going to be doing in class tomorrow.